Wherever we go in the country, ecosystems are out of kilter. There are so many pressures and threats, some more visible than others. I wanted to meet some of the people who are working to help nature regain its balance. In West Limerick, there's a community group working hard to restore their local rivers to a healthy state by clearing away an invasive plant, the Himalayan Balsam.
Ah, there's loads of it here.
Yeah, there's plenty to keep us going for a bit.
The first job is to remove all the seed heads.
So we could be doing more harm than good here if we're letting these seed pods explode while we're clearing them away.
Yes, because we could actually spread them further if whenever you touch them, you encourage them to explode. They only have a flower.
These invasive balsam plants grow really well along the riverbank in summer, but they die back in the winter and leave the soil underneath exposed and vulnerable to erosion.
The bank erosion is just one part of it, because all that soil that goes into the river will then go in, wash down and block or clog up the gravel where the salmon and the trout spawn. So it damages the banks, and it also damages the spawning capacity of the river.
They are a lovely flower. They were brought in as a garden plant around 1840 or something. They were brought into England and Ireland, and people they didn't know that they could spread in the wild first. They just had them in their gardens, and then they made their own way into the rivers.
So humans brought this pretty plant here, and now it's humans who have to put in the elbow grease to remove it from our riversides.
And you come out with other people on a regular basis clearing any patch of this that you can find away from the river?
Yes, we try to work from April until September, because it's important to do several visits at the same time of year, because as you may have seen, some of them are only this height, some of them are still very small, and some of them are already 2-3 meters. So you have to do visits at different times in the same season in order to get them all and not to have missed any that have already set seed.
When species keep spreading out so rapidly, we can use technology to get more people involved in tracking their spread. Anne Goggin of Limerick County Council has come up with a clever app which people are using to log the locations of problematic species.
There is some of the giant hogweed, right?
Yes. Giant hogweed is particularly a problem because if the sap comes in contact with the skin and is exposed to sunlight, it can cause really serious blistering and scarring. So it's a public health issue as much as a biodiversity issue.
And where does it come from originally?
It comes from Asia. It was an Asian plant brought in as an ornamental garden plant by the Victorians.
You can see why they brought it in. I mean, it is beautiful.
It's very striking when it's in flower.
And then how does the app work? So if I'm here, I'm having a walk and I see this and I want to log it with you guys or with the app.
The idea of the app was that it would be really quick and easy to use. So when you go into the app, you've got 3 options along the bottom: report, identify or view, and that allows you to view a map of all the reportings that have been sent in so far.
And can I input this
You
now?
can. You can check to see if it's already in. There's a map in the app that shows you all the reports of the different species that have been received to date.
Okay.
So we can look at giant hogweed, and we have a few from around this area, maybe not necessarily this particular one. So if you take a photograph from within the app, if you're happy, you just use the photograph and then you just submit it. Now,
That is amazing. That's taken you about 3 seconds.
It's as simple as that.
That is fantastic. I'm going to have to get that. Okay. And I suppose in terms of tackling invasive alien species like this, it's important to have that link that the app provides between the citizens who are out, who are seeing this, who want to do something about it or help do something about it, and the authorities.
Absolutely, and part of our role is facilitating community groups to tackle it as well.
Brilliant. So this is like high tech to tackle the highly invasive species. It's brilliant.